The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the January 16th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 push, that means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free, send me an email, send it off early, and send it to Steve at TFNN.com. One more thing, please put radio show question in that subject field. And of course, if you're inside our Tiger Stand, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Fabulous Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A bit of a mixed bag out there. You got the Russell 2000 up 6 points, and the semis up 100. New York Stock Exchange is up 6, and that's going to be real important. We're going to get right to the brass tacks out here, so you know what to watch for at day's end. We've got a holiday on Monday. This will kind of keep you understanding of what the message of the markets are. So Dow's down 30 points. S&P is flat. Speaking of the S&P 500, we definitely have a bottoming a signal out here. We take a look at the ES mini charts. First, you've got bar number 8 that went ahead and formed on the 60-minute time frame chart as we came into 11 o'clock. I know if by noon price is still trading below the close of bar number 5 out there, which is 69.92, you'll have a TD9 count bottom. That suggests a rally up towards 69.89 to 69.92, and above that, you're back in the 7,000 range. You've got a buy to the point bottom pattern on the 30-minute time frame chart. Price should rally up towards the 69.88, 69.92 level. On a 30-minute basis, it closed above 69.92, which happens to be the center of its bullish structured profile, would tell you there's more than just a counter trend move for that time frame, and that would get us up towards 7,000. If we take a look at the 15-minute time frame chart out there, that has a buy the D point bottom pattern. Prices trading with inside a fairly large profile. If price can remain above 69.82, 69.98 is the number. In the case of the 10-minute chart, price is just trading with inside its profile. 69.90 is support out there, or is resistance, I should say. What's really interesting about these 4-hour time frame, or the intraday charts on the ES mini, is both the 5-hour and 4-hour so far have found support where counter trend moves to the downside for those time frames would find support, which happens to be the center of their profiles. They're both at 69.71, call them 69.72 basically. So those levels have held. If you were to see a close below that, then that would be suggesting that we start heading down towards the 69.31 level. The 2-hour time frame chart support has held. So it's very clear here that price has gotten back to a level of an area of concern, if you will, forms nice bottoms as we take a look at all that bottom row out there, and the top row also giving us important information. So that's what's going on with regard intraday with regard to the ES mini. Let's cut right to the brass tacks out here and go take a look at the cash indices so you know what to be looking for. And what I mean by that is several of these have TD9 count tops. Some have TD9 count tops that are going to complete today, such as the Russell 2000. So whether it's today's high, whether it's yesterday's high out there, you're going to have a TD9 count top. Now, you're not going to see price trading on the cash indice on Monday out there, but still you want to keep an eye on the Russell 2000 at high, because if we close above that, it says we continue to motor on. Perhaps the most important indice for us to watch today is the semiconductors, or the SMH as well. Both completed TD9 count tops yesterday. This would be the first signal that the TD9 count tops that are forming are likely to fail. The stocks can absolutely take the markets higher. So the key number on the SOX index for you to be watching today is going to be 79.9812. If we get a close above that, then it really suggests that these, for example, the transports they're going to complete a TD9 count top today. New York Stock Exchange are going to complete a TD9 count top today. The Russell 2000 we've already talked about. Now, what happens if price doesn't take out inside the semiconductor index? Well, then an important level of resistance will have held out there. But that's going to be the first thing to watch. Of course, you're going to want to also watch the spot VIX index. Let's put that up on our screen out here. And you want to watch its close in relation to its 50-day exponential moving average, which was tested and rejected this morning. The 50-day, which is the left-hand bottom panel chart that you're watching, has a 50-day moving average at 1626. If we were to see it close above 1626, well, then that would really provide an edge to these sellers out there. But as long as price remains below that, buyers are the ones with an edge out there. New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator, has turned down just below 150, got up and closed yesterday at the 130 level. I don't consider that to be a 150 failure, not at this stage of the game. Again, yesterday was a new all-time high in the advanced decline line out there, so a very strong market breadth inside the market. We take a look at the Apogee pivot points out there. I'd say the one that really makes the most sense out here is silver. If we take a look at high-ho silver, which we're going to certainly take a look at during the show, we saw price push lower here this morning. We saw that push lower also back in January 14th, just a few days ago. And price got right back to that Apogee pivot point at 86.42, found support and rallied almost up towards its high. But we can see here we got at about what time was this? 11 o'clock this morning. So 11 o'clock this morning we get down almost to that 86.42 level. But again, we have found support. So with regard to silver, those of you certainly from a short-term standpoint, I would say if we lose 86.42 as support for silver, we're likely to see lower price out there. And I'd say with regard to all these Apogee pivot points, I'd say that's the most important one right now to be paying attention to. If we take a look at the Dow's made new all-time highs this morning, not inside U.S. dollars, but it's made it inside of euros. It has made it inside of the Australian dollar. It's made it inside the Swedish krona, the Great British pound, the Swiss franc, the Chinese yuan. If you think that this is a major top, I got news for you. It ain't. That doesn't mean it's not. We don't have some tops we can't pull back out there. That's just normal price movement. But this is telling us it's not how tops are made. You don't make highs in the other currencies and not make a new all-time high inside of the cash indice out there. What else should we take a look at? If we take a look at those horizontal trading ranges, again, just to update you here, inside of the Dow, we are approaching the level where we should find resistance. That is the top of its rising price channel. But price can certainly poke its head above it. That's around 49. Let's call it 50,000, basically. And if price were to get above that, the next level of resistance for the Dow is at 51,294. That's its horizontal trading range boundary line out there. We come back to this break. We don't really have much in the way of requests out here. Only one we've got is from Dan, MAIA. So I would love to hear from you. I'll check my phone, see if anybody sent in an email, steve@tfnn.com. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So the request that we've got inside the Tiger's Den is to take a look at ticker symbol MAIA. MAIA is trading at 177 right now, and if it can close above 175, it will negate its sell the D point top. That sell the D point top formed in the trading session of December the 11th. Now, the volume on that bar was only 1.9 million shares. So far today in trading, this has done 1.1 million shares, so you're pushing into that. Now, what that would do, if it closed above $1.75, because you've got the volume in there, is that'll set up a new A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. We're also trading in, before I get to that, price right now is trading into a swing point that formed back on October the 7th, 2.3 million shares. So you're pushing into that swing point with volume. And that also says if you close above today, 176, you're likely to go test that 197 level. But let's draw in that A to B equals CD pattern, the new one that might be forming out here, depending on today's close. Again, a close above $1.75 is going to be the trigger that will confirm a daily A to B equals CD pattern to the upside with an initial price projection of about 202. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, Dan, we can see that this will be 4 weeks in a row to the upside. So maybe getting ready for a retracement out there, for a pullback, maybe getting ready for that. Price right now is trading above, and it looks like it'll close above the top of its bearish structured weekly profile at $1.64. So flat out, that is a bullish signal and suggests that it wants to move higher. So I believe that the weekly will take it P's and Q's from the daily. Maybe, sorry about that, folks. Maybe the daily gets up, completes that A to B equals CD pattern, and then starts to do a little bit of a back off for a few days or what have you. Your next resistance level is going to be $1.08. 87 cents. And a buck 87 is the area where on a monthly basis, a counter trend rally would come to an end. It was a bullish structured profile. We closed below that bullish structured profile back in July of 2025. We've been below it ever since, other than this month right here. So a buck 87 is going to be that real key level that you'd love to see price close above. If it does, that opens up the door for a move to the 280 level. 280 is the top of its monthly profile. So everything here looks very nice, Dan. I hope that information helped you out and just simply confirm what you were looking at as well. If not, let me know, and I'll be happy to get some additional information for you. Mr. Bill would like to take a United Health out here. So let's get that back up on our screens, UNH. You're welcome. And thanks for that second request. So we take a look at United Health out here. United Health forms a daily Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. It looks like it's in an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out here. Let's just check this out. Let's put in the A to B point out here. The B point, which formed on the trading day of December 12, had volume of 8 million shares. It was passed with 9 million shares. So UNH has a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let's go ahead and complete the drawing in of that pattern. And that gives you an initial price projection of 362.17. And as long as price remains above 326.26, Mr. Bill, which happens to be the daily TD9 count breakout level, this pattern is likely to come to fruition. So there's no top that I have out here. We just have a price that simply pulled back on a daily time frame. And we had a 3-day retracement. Now we've got maybe a 2 to 3 day move to the upside. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, you simply have a TD9 count top that needs to be taken out in order for the intermediate term time frame to tell you this thing really wants to rally. So the number that you'd be watching for there, it's going to be 376.22. If price can close above that, you'll be above the top of its bear structured weekly profile. You will have negated a TD9 count top. You will set up a new A to B equals CD pattern to the upside as well. So that's what's going on a weekly time frame. The monthly time frame is one that's got that nice TD9 count bottom, with price that is trading with inside its bullish structured monthly profile. So what that tells us is that price should rally up towards 380, 330, with 364 being a resistance level out there. So mid-term, look, short-term, this looks like it wants to rally. And it's just a question of how it deals with that resistance zone, the sell zone 354 to 367 out there. But you clear that TD9 count top, and United Health is headed to the upside. So hope that helps you out, Mr. Bill. As always, thanks for your request. TC is the next request out here. Let's go see what TC is doing. It's trading out. Looks like at about $9.06. I see a wave number 7 bottom that is in here. And price right now, I also see a TD9 count top that's going to complete today. And it's completing that top as price rallied right up into resistance, which was the bottom of that bullish structured profile. On TC, if TC were ever to be able to close above, I know that was pretty lousy grammar there, but it is grammar. If price is able to close above 971, that is the level where a counter trend move comes to an end, Dan. So what this is telling us is we should see a retracement. I would expect it to be a 2-day retracement out there. May not get back to its oscillator and change line at 739, but it's suggesting that we should see some type of retracement. And by the way, 739 and 695 are price targets to the downside, most certainly. But it looks like a fairly strong move. Now, on a weekly time frame, what we don't have here that I see is a bottom pattern. What I do see, though, is a series of higher lows. So that tells us that the rally should extend itself. And where would the rally take us to? Well, that's after the daily deals with its TD9 count system, but the rally wants to take us towards its oscillator and change line at about 1017. And the monthly time frame chart, basically hogwash, nothing that I can use there. So oh, you were thinking debt or TC? Well, maybe somebody wants to trade TC out there. Sorry about that, but thank you. Hey, Stevie's a little slow. I guess I skipped over that @ symbol out there. In any event, that's what's going on with TC. If anybody's interested in trading that instrument, we do have a request to take a look at Roblox. My pleasure to do that. RBLX. See what this little puppy is doing. Plus, Dan, I was searching for a request out there. So, somebody types in 3 initials or 2 initials, it's going up on Stevie's screen. So we take a look at Roblox. We see a series of, I think we took a look at this. And we had said that this had formed a buy the D point pattern back here on January 8th when it formed that nice bullish hammer candle. And now what we have is a profile change in trend on the daily time frame. So what price should do here on Roblox is go target the 99.98 level. It's daily TD9 count breakdown resistance area. And so a nice series of higher lows on the daily time frame, also a series of higher highs. If we look at that weekly time frame, the weekly time frame also looks like this week is going to confirm a buy the D point pattern. Now, this was like a 1 to 2.618, A to B equals, whoops, sorry about that. A 1 to 2.618, A to B equals CD pattern, because there's your A to B point. If we put this over to the C point there, you can see, it's at least a 1 to 2, or pretty close to 1 to 2, 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD pattern. So what should take place now? What should unfold is price should rally up towards its sell zone. It was a bullish structured profile that price has been below for over a month out there. And that says what the area that is most important is 98.05. At 98.05, if price is able to clear that level, that's the center of that bullish structured profile, that would tell you this is more than a counter trend move to the upside. So you're going to have strong resistance between 98.05 and 99.98, and that is where price is going to target. 98.17 is also resistance area right now on the monthly time frame. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We got ticker symbol PDYN up on our screen. It's got a daily TD9 count top with price trade above its green oscillator and change line, as well as the top of its profile. So its overall signal is neutral. If price is able to close above that TD9 count top, that TD9 count top is at 765. You'll negate that signal and suggest to move higher. The move higher should take you towards $9 to $9.17. That happens to be the top. No, that's not the top of the profile. We're trading above the top of the weekly profile. That is the TD9 count breakdown level, 917 out there. So the weekly is set up and wants to rally. Monthly, I don't really think is impacting what's going on here. So it's really all about the daily. And right now the daily is saying, you completed that TD9 count topping pattern yesterday. So, but as long as price remains about 673, it's holding very well. So that's what we see with regard to PDYN out there. Let's take our next request. Is coming in from Don. Wants to take a look at ENTG. So let's put that up on our screen. And Don's questions for ENTG and HSAI are where to place stops. So, one thing to consider for any time that you are taking a look at stops, one of the things I like to use as a tool is I like to use the 10-day average true range. That's very easy to calculate. You can find it on most trading systems out there. And I like to take that average 10-day true range and multiply times the Fibonacci expansion. In volatile markets, you like to expand it by 1.618. In markets that aren't as volatile, 1.272 will work. So that's always an important level to consider out there, Don. So that's the very first thing. With regard to NTG on a daily time frame, it completed a TD9 count topping pattern yesterday. And if we close above its high, which we are trading above right now, which was 118, we're at 118.54, you'll negate that top. That's going to tell you that you should continue to move higher. Where do you place your stop? Again, I would use that to average true range times. In fact, I can tell you what the average true range for ENTG is if you give me a moment here. Let's get over to this area. Let's put in ENTG. And the very bottom left-hand panel of my screen should show you the average 10-day true range, $4.81 out there. So 481, multiply that times 1.272 or 1.618, and that's where your stop ought to be. You can use that as a trailing stop. But what else can you do out here? I know it's a new position, so you're trying to protect yourself. This has had a series of higher lows. If you start to see the opposite, well, that's going to tell you that the trend has changed, at least short-term. Weekly time frame chart looks very good with price taking out its TD9 count breakdown resistance level this week at 100.94, and the monthly is suggesting it wants to make a move up to 147.57. So that's what's going on with ENTG. Don, let's go look at HSAI, see what this is doing and where this might be headed to. And again, your same question. In fact, let me pull up the black background screen. I'll give you the 10-day average true range. So we got the HSAI. And that average true range is $1.28. So $1.28 times 1.618 is one of the levels for you to consider. Now today, this has got no topping pattern. We're trading about profile resistance, green oscillator and change line, likely wants to rally. The hold your horses though section comes from the weekly time frame chart, and price has rallied right up into its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That's at 2870. It's not that that's a top. It can be a top. It's not a topping pattern, but you're up against a stiff resistance level. Now, on a weekly base, we're also trading into a swing point that formed in September 26th, and that had volume of 16 million shares. We are testing it with 11 million shares. Yesterday's volume was 4, day before 2, today's volume. So it's probably only about 2 or 3 million, 2 million shares left today. So you're trading into a swing point that had volume of 16 with probably at week's end, which will be 11. If price were to close below 28.15, we're 28.29. you have a test and rejection of a swing point on lighter volume. Just says be careful. The daily, again, wants to cruise, but the weekly's got to let it through its gates, and that's at 2870 out there. So that's what we see both for ENTG, HSAI. Hope that helps you out. There was a request for me to take a look at ARM. I apologize. I did not write down. That came from email. A system. I just was multitasking and poorly doing it as well. But here's what we've got with ARM Technologies. ARM has formed a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom for its daily time frame. Price has a new profile that formed yesterday, and that new profile has support at 103.61, resistance 117.97. Again, support is at 103.61. We're above that. Likely price goes and targets 109.99. However, you really need to see some rally today. Why? Because if price were to close below 108.38, it will negate a weekly TD9 count bottom. And that would then suggest that ARM Holdings is going to go tackle its TD9 count from the April timeframe. Now, on a weekly basis, price is testing that swing point, which has volume of 46 million shares. This week, we are testing that level with 26 million shares. So what you'd really love to see today is a rejection of that weekly swing point, which means a close above 107.94. Don't know if you get it, but you'd sure like to do that. That would be a beautiful thing, and then that would also keep the weekly TD9 count bottom in play. What happens if that doesn't happen? It says be careful. That's what it really says. That's what it would definitely say to you is be careful. We haven't seen a close above the top of a daily profile inside of ARM Holdings for quite some time. And that new profile resist level is at 117.97. The monthly time frame chart, you're trading inside. It's a bullish hammer candle that formed back in April of 2025 out there. Volume on a monthly basis for that swing point is 119 million so far for the month. Halfway through, about 60 million shares. So 60 going into 126 seems like a little bit lighter volume. That's what's going on with ARM Holdings. I believe there was another request to take that IREN. Let's pull that up on our screen, see where that is headed to. You've got this got a nice rally going today. We're trading above yesterday's high. It looks to me like what IREN wants to do is go target the 68.30 level. That is its TD9 count breakdown area for its daily time frame. The weekly time frame is trading inside a bullish structured profile, where price now trades above its green oscillator and change line and the center. And as long as price remains above 5202, 74.15 is the number. On a monthly time frame, IREN has formed a new monthly profile last month. It's below price. That's a bullish signal. Price pulled back, tested, and rejected its green oscillator and change line. It is bullish. So if the question is, where is IREN headed to? Stevie would have to say 68.30, followed by 74.15, maybe followed by that all-time high out there. So that's what we see for both ARM and IREN. Hope that helped you out, whoever made that request. And thank you for making that request. Sorry that I just was... deleted it too quickly. But the next request is to take a look at the Schlumberger. SLB is the ticker symbol. And Schlumberger negated a TD9 count top for its daily time frame a couple of days ago. So this is a very strong upward momentum move for its daily time frame. The weekly time frame chart negated a TD9 count top last week. This is a strong upward momentum move. So it's the monthly chart that's going to give us our price target. And that price target is going to be 55.65. That is likely where SLB is headed. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at Taiwan Semiconductors for ELO inside the Tiger's Den. You can see on the monthly time frame that A to B equals CD pattern, but you can also notice that price is trading along the very left side of that C to D leg. That tells you that this was going to do more than a 1-to-1. A to B equals CD pattern on the upside. It has done that. We are in bar number 8. That says that you could get a TD9 count top between this month and the next 2 out there. How are we going to know? Well, if we were going to get it this month, we'd probably see a topping pattern on the weekly time frame, and that we do not have. Price is trading above the top of its profile. It's trading above screen oscillator and change line. Has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal present, but that needs a bearish reversal candle. So that's saying we head higher. The daily time frame is saying the same thing. Yesterday, it negated a Rhodes momentum indicator top that was present for basically 2 days. Price testing, rejecting that green oscillator and change line. So excuse me. TSM likely to head to the upside. Now, if you got a daily bearish reversal candle, because the A to B equals CD pattern, longer term one that we're looking at is in place out here, that would generate a sell the D point top for you, ELO. But right now, everything is pointed to the upside for TSM. Hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for waiting. Nicholas writes in, and Nicholas would like to take a look at the NQ from an intraday standpoint. So the NQ is doing right now, it's 11:43, and at 12 noon on a 60-minute time frame, the chart will populate momentarily. It should confirm a buy the D point bottom. You can see you got a bullish engulfing candle that is forming right now. So you got a bottom pattern there. That says that we should rally up towards the 25,785 level. We have a buy the D point bottom on the 30-minute time frame chart. Price right now is trading above. Well, there's a new profile. Let me take that back. New profile. It's got resist up at 25,861. So the NQ's next resistance point should be about 25,770 to 25,785. That's your resistance zone. Yeah, that's your resistance zone out there. What else can we see on the NQs out here that's really important? At the end of the day, the 2 other levels to be watching, Nicholas, are going to be 25,629. That's the top of its daily profile. And then about 25,794.5, something like that. That's its daily green oscillator and change line. Close above that, it's just simply bullish and says that it wants to rally further. So that's what's going on with the NQs. Nicholas, thanks so much for writing in. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at Asmill Holdings. So let's get back to that one tab that I've got. I'm just keeping one tab going here for the most part. Let's pull up ASML, see what it is doing. I think he said Kathy Wood is buying or something. So let's go see what's going on out here. Well, she's buying at the wrong time is what Stevie would say. She's buying right into bar number 8. She helped form bar number 8 today of a TD9 count pattern. So you're likely to get a TD9 count top between today and that would be Wednesday, right? Because we're closed on Monday out there. A bearish reversal candle, on the other hand, would generate a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its daily time frame. Weekly is going to form a TD9 count top between this week and the next 2. And the monthly time frame has got a potentially a TD9 count top between this month and the next 2. So you got the monthly and the weekly. Oh, that's interesting. I see Mark Fields on the TV, and he and his wife were just in Thailand a couple days ago. In any event, as we take a look at the ASML holdings out here, got the potential for longer-term tops, but nothing that I see as we speak right now. Maybe this daily TD9 count top pulls you back towards the oscillator and change line, Duncan, around the 1271 level. So that's what I'd be keeping my eye on. So I hope that helped you out. Let's take a look at MCRB. MCRB, this is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. See if we get this thing up on our screen out here. So you got MCRB that is consolidating with inside a new profile formed yesterday, and that's after forming a TD9 count top. So it completed the TD9 count top yesterday, and price is testing support. It's a very narrow trading band. 1505 is support and 1612 is resistance. Below 1505, price would target 1450, the TD9 count breakout level. If price can close above the high from 2 days ago, January 14th, 1642, you'll negate the TD9 count top, and then price would continue to move higher out there. The weekly time frame has got resistance both at the bottom of its profile and its green oscillator and change line, so its work to the upside is still, it really needs help from the daily time frame. Monthly time frame chart, just sideways move, nothing there that's really helping us out, Dan. So I hope that helps you out with regard to those elements. You also want to take a look at ticker symbol CRDF. So let's go ahead and pull this up on our screen, see what we've got here. You've got Cardiff that is traded right up into its daily oscillator and change line. So it forms a Rhodes momentum indicator top about 4 or 5 days ago, 6 days ago or so, pulls back, never makes it to the top of its profile, 267. So that's nice. But now the key here is you'd like to see this close back above its oscillator and change line. We are trading at 301. It's right at 301. So if you can close at 302, 304, something like that, that would be a bullish outcome and suggest that we go target that that Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is also perhaps going to test it's got much further to go to test the swing point. But the swing point high does have volume of 1.1 million shares. Today we're trading higher with 350,000, so you're about a million share a day out there. The weekly time frame has got no problem with continuing its rally. It's traded above profile resistance and its oscillator and change line. And here a monthly time frame chart that basically is not providing us with a ton of data other than you have resistance at 346 out here. So if Cardiff can get above that daily oscillator and change line, you're headed higher. What if it can't? If it can't, then it sets up a trading range really between 301 and 267. 267 being the top of that daily profile out there. So that I believe takes care of all the requests that were inside the Tiger's Den. If I missed something, or if you've got a new request out there, please go ahead and throw those ticker symbols in there, and Stevie will be happy to get that up on our screens. Just checking to see if there's any other emails that have come in, and the answer to that question appears to be yes, Sat P. Thank you, Sat. So Sat wants to take a look at ticker symbol NOW, Service Now. So let's get those charts up on our screen, see what they are doing. Suggesting levels for entry. So wants to take a look at Service Now and Netflix just for a few shares. So, wow. This thing had a major gap to the downside. Wow. Okay. Yikes. Wow. So the daily time frame, interestingly enough, is got a TD9 count bottom pattern. That TD9 count bottom pattern would be negated with a close below 129.93. We're at 129.62. So that's the daily time frame. So your first key level to be watching today is certainly going to be 129.93. If we close below that, forget about looking at Service Now for any kind of a buy shares position. The weekly time frame says that if we close below 141.43, we're going to negate its TD9 count bottom. ServiceNow is struggling. Has it formed an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside on the monthly time frame? Well, the swing point or the B point has volume of 48 million shares. So far, we've got 112 million shares. Holy shnikes. This is headed much lower out there. So thanks for making that request there, Sat. Let's go ahead and give you where that downside price projection is longer term. That's coming from the monthly time frame chart out here. So longer term, that would take us to about the 104.48 level out there. So with regard to ServiceNow, just take that off of your radar screen. Unless there's some kind of rally today and you don't negate the weekly and the daily TD9 count bottom. That would be the only way that I would say that don't take it off your screen. But let's go take a look at Netflix out here. NFLX, of course, is the ticker symbol. See what she is doing. She's trading lower. She's printing out right now at about 88.13. It has a TD9 count bottom that went ahead and completed yesterday. So this suggests that we could rally. Could rally to where? The first area would be 88.90. The second area would be 90.06 out here. If price were to close below yesterday's low, I'll tell you what that is. We get back from this break.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Folks, we'll go back to Netflix in a moment. I need to just simply update ServiceNow. Thank you, Mr. Bill inside the Tiger's Den, letting me know that wasn't a gap to the downside. It was a reverse split. So updated my charts out there and we can see it. So everything is still in place, as I said, but the one exception, there's no weekly TD9 count. bottom pattern out there that could get negated. But what we do have is a confirmed weekly A to B equals CD to the downside. That's just simply lining up with what we've got on the monthly time frame chart. So the number to be watching today, Sat, is 129.83. If we close below that, that's definitely telling you we continue to head lower out there. I still wouldn't trade this even as a counter trend move out there. The weekly and monthly are telling you that it wants lower price, and until something else changes, that's what the message of its market is. With regard to Netflix, what we're watching for here is, does Netflix close above 87.82. We're at 88.0 run right now. If we close below 87.82, it's telling us that we're going to continue to head lower, which is really the message of the weekly chart. The weekly chart says we're headed to 82.11. Why? Because it had a TD9 count bottom pattern formed on December 12th, and that was negated a couple of weeks ago on January 2nd out there. So that says it wants lower price. So I don't even care that the daily TD9 count bottom pattern, even if it holds, I think it's just a couple of day rally out there. Monthly time frame for Netflix has got supported about 82.58. I think Netflix still headed lower out there. And NVIDIA is going to be the last one that we'll take a look at. This for Mr. Bill inside the Tiger's Den. NVDA trading right now 188.16. It is traded above its green oscillator and change line for its daily time frame and above profile resistance. That is a beautiful thing. It's trading into a swing point from back of the trade day of January 2nd. 183 million shares that day. So far today, we're up with 80 million shares. So that's a positive. That says you should go at least test that high. That high is 193.63 out there. You do have resistance on the weekly time frame, though, and there's two different levels, 189.31, 193.09 out there, and 191.92 is resistance on the monthly time frame. So NVIDIA looks like it wants to get higher. It's just going to have to churn its way doing that. Folks, what a wonderful week. Thanks so much for joining me, and I want you to have a fabulous Friday, a wonderful weekend, and a magical Monday, and I'll look forward to being back with you on terrific Tuesday. So take care, be safe out there, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.